Hey, I'm Bene, or FLG, and today I just want to show you how I came across the method to actually create the cheat code for the timer and what resources helped me, and yeah, I'm just going to show you the process on how I actually did it. So, how did I come across this method? So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to DarkFlare, who actually made this great tutorial on how to make simple codes with EdiZon, and that really helped me get the point across on what these cheat codes are and how that really works. And I'm really grateful for that tutorial, which is why I'm also making this today, because that helped me, so I want to also make you understand how this works. So, what is he working with? DarkFlare here in this video is working with something called EdiZon. EdiZon for now is not really maintained anymore, but there's a fork called EdiZon SE, which is basically what we're using today. If you want to follow along, you need to have this on your hacked switch. Well, you need to have a hacked switch, you need to have atmosphere, and you need to have this EdiZon SE. You can get this by the SD card setup or whatever, or get this directly here and put it in atmosphere. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need. You need, of course, to have Sword and Shield, and later you need a tool called SX cheat tool, which is also provided here by him. There's an additional video from him. At least that's what I used. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to put on your SD card, and then you're good to go. So let's switch to Pokémon Sword and Shield. Okay, let's start the game, and from there I'm going to explain how I discovered the memory state, the memory address which you have to override to put the timer to. So yeah, if you start the game, you know exactly what the drill will be. We will start and create a tournament, and by that just have, for example, select a 7 timer and then maybe change it to 10 timer and then have everything set to go. So let's go to versus, let's go to local tournament, let's go to create a local tournament and create some rules, and let's select the timer of 7 minutes. Okay, good. Let's just exit out the game. And for me to open up Homebrew menu, I have to select R and go into the album, and then I'm here. I hotkeyed EdiZon SE, you can do that as well. It will be somewhere there, so don't worry if you have it installed. And then here, I have a cheat, but I don't want to have that installed right now. We want to do something different. We want to press Y and search for RAM. Why do we want to do that? Let's go to the first step here. We want to search for, now I can select. We want to search for an unsigned 32-bit number. That's just because it fits, don't worry about it. That's just basically the data type we are searching for. We want to search something which is equal to that amount which we're putting in. Where do we want to search? We could use search in heap and main, but we know already that it will be in a heap, so we're just going to search in heap. Heap is basically a bit dynamically allocated values, and main is basically the game files, global variables and stuff like that. But we want to search it in the dynamically allocated values, so let's search in heap. And what is the value? The value just so happens to be 7. We want to search because that's what we said. So let's search that. And that actually will take a while, but if you remember the last tutorial where I actually used the debugger, we don't have to transfer values between one place and another anymore, which took a lot of time. No, we already found some stuff. Great. Let's go out, because that's too much values and we don't want to have that. So let's just say, okay, let's now change it to 10. Okay, great. Let's go back to the album, let's go back to EdiZon, and we see all these values. Okay, what do we want to do? We just press Y again because we want to search again. And what is going to happen right now? We want to search something and find something which now is equal to 10. So let's search for 10, retry the search, and we found actually, it says 2 candidates, but we found 1 candidate, which is interesting because that might be something which is actually something which is already referenced. And how do we now change that? Because we see that value and we might think, okay, we want to change that. So let's just try and change that. So we can press A, and let's say we write something in there. Let's just say we want to write a 20 in there. Let's just put a 20 in there, and that's pretty much it. We change the value. And if we go out now and go to Pokémon Sword, it didn't change. Well, did it? Let's just change the tournament name, change back and see what happens. No, it did change. What does that mean? We found the memory address where the value was stored for our time, and we change it from 10 to 20. And that is something we can do right now all the time. And yeah, what can we do with that? If we go back to EdiZon, there is that address. In the found candidates, you see that, that bracket, then heap and plus, and then the address number. And that address number is important. And if you look closely and have a cheat open on the side, you are going to see that that address also is there again. So let's switch back to the PC and let's create our cheat. Well, now back at the PC, I'm back now here and I see now I have that SX cheat code tool open. So what do we need to do? I first of all need to go to memory write and select write to heap, because that's where we want to, well, first of all we found the memory address there, and there we want to write something. Then we see address relevant to heap. And that's basically the address we want to write everything in there. Well, I can cheat already because I have it here. So let's just write that down, because that's basically the address we already saw, and we can just put it in there. And then, of course, the interesting thing is the value. And of course, in tradition, we want to set it to 65. So just keep in mind, this is the hex value. So if we put 69, that would be, well, it would just not be 69, it would be something greater. If we want to have 69, we want to have a hex value of 69, which is 45. So basically, that's everything we need to do. We just press add to code, and there we have our cheat code. And if we look closely, that's exactly what we have here. And that's, yeah, but we just created a cheat code. That's amazing. Yeah, and additionally, I'm just going to help you with a structure, because you see here that whole repository, if you make that a bit bigger, because that's too small to see, you have these very, very weird numbers. What do they mean? So basically we have here in the cheat folder for a version, which is 1.3.1, an atmosphere folder. Atmosphere understands it that if an atmosphere / contents something is laying, it's probably, well, the cheat could be something else. But if it has a certain number, it is registered to a certain game. You see here there are two numbers. Can you guess what they mean? Correct, they are for Pokémon Sword and for Pokémon Shield. What do these numbers mean? Well, in the description I actually have a link for you, because actually in this post, I'm going to make that bigger again. You see there, they have a title ID. So just what Atmosphere does by the title ID, it detects which cheat it has to load for which game. So basically you have to create a folder with a title ID of a game. And if we go to that folder, you have cheats and you have a file. And that file is named something.txt. Seems very cryptic, but if we go back, it's just a build ID. That might change from version to version. It's here for Pokémon Shield, actually, the DBD, and in there then the cheat is there. That's just some naming for the cheat, and that's all you need to do to create such a cheat yourself. And yeah, that's again pretty much it. That's all you need to know, all you need to do. It's as simple as that, and I hope I could get the point across. If you didn't understand anything, because I pretty much ran through it, because I'm just showing you that very, very, very tiny thing I did. Yeah, pretty much that video by DarkFlare is a pretty good explanation. Goes a bit more into detail on what these things are. I just wanted to give a glimpse on what is possible, because maybe you're interested in that. And something like this video really helped me. So I hope today I could help you. Okay, and that's pretty much it again. Yeah, and would hope if you could share this video or leave a like if you're really interested in the topic and might think someone else would be. And yeah, that's it from me. I wish you goodbye and have a nice time.